What's up guys, Eli here, back for a new stuff video slash metal t-shirt video. I thought I'd combine them into one video, mostly just because I just haven't had the means to buy like a lot of stuff lately. Really, which isn't a bad thing. I'm actually really content just kind of getting back to actually listening to everything that I have instead of just letting it sit for a year at a time. I pulled this out. I hadn't listened to this for quite a while, and I've just been playing it a lot lately. It's a great demo. It's the Cultist promo from back in 2007. I have like 2 or 3 different versions of this. I have like two tape versions of a promo, which is kind of weird, but it's a 7-track promo. It's great. Great black metal from the Netherlands. It looks like it's got 3 new tracks, and then it's got couple tracks from a previous album or something like that. But yeah, Cultists are one of those great bands that, like, yeah, they do have a pretty nice following, but at the same time there are some people that just have never even heard of them. So definitely look into Cultists if you like cold black metal, if you like Dark Throne, if you just like good black metal in general, you like what you hear. I would totally recommend it. As to the stuff that I picked up the last couple weeks, kind of a mixed bag, like it is with me always. A little bit of almost all formats. First off, I've had a gift from a friend. One of my local buddies stopped by and gave this to me. I haven't listened to it yet, so you'll have to check it out. And I'm not a huge punk guy. I am gonna give this a listen, but I just haven't yet. I've just been busy listening to other stuff. But there's a punk band called the Body Bags with Endless Ravenous. Came out on NWOBHM Records. This looks like their 4th release. I looked it up online, so for fans of the Misfits and etc. Just haven't gotten around to listening to it. I've had it for a couple weeks. It might be a while before I listen to it, and even when I do, like I said, I'm not the biggest punk guy, so I mean, it's, my take on that is probably not going to be as good as yours. So check it out and let me know what you think. Also, it came with some goodies from the record label, NWOBHM Records. Got a patch. Maybe I'll use it. Who knows? Got a sticker. I don't know really what this is. Maybe another band. This is Fighting for Scraps. Fighting for Scraps sticker. And a cool NWOBHM Records sticker, which I think is actually pretty awesome. So yeah, check it out. Let me know what you think. If I get around to listening to it, I'll let you know what I think. I also picked up this movie because I've been wanting to get this for a long time, and I've been wanting just to see it in general. I actually just watched it. It literally just got finished, and it was a blast. We got Manborg. So this came out. This was directed by Steven Kostanski, who is part of the collective known as Astron 6, which is just a group of directors and movie producers and stuff like that. So you might know him for Steven did that movie The Void from, like, what was it, 2018, a couple years back. Everyone was talking about it. Really, really fucking good movie too. And he also did Psycho Goreman from this year. So I think this guy is, if he's not on a roll already, I think he's got a pretty decent future to look forward to. I'm literally trying to track down everything he's done, and everything he does in the future I'll definitely be getting. So yeah, definitely check out Steven Kostanski. Look into his movies. If you haven't seen The Void, definitely watch it. That is probably my favorite of the 3. Psycho Goreman I talked about, I think, in my last video. That just came out recently. I loved it. This was probably my 3rd favorite out of all of them, but still a blast. This one is even more of like an 80s throwback, like sci-fi action movie, even more so than probably all of those. Really, really, really entertaining stuff. I never thought I'd see this, a repressed version of this anyways. If I remember correctly, the original pressing of this album's fairly hard to find. I think it's been out of print for a while. But it's a 1985 album from Blue Oyster Cult, Club Ninja. Weird cover art, weird album title. Decent album though, I've always liked it. This came out like a couple years after Imaginos. I think Imaginos was a much stronger album, but this is pretty good. I like it. It's, BOC in the 80s, you know, trying to not find their footing, but trying to figure out where they stand. You know, 1985, you know, nobody was playing 70s style, you know, rock or early proto heavy metal. Things were changing as they do in every decade, and a lot of bands just didn't know what to do. You know, most bands kind of went either they added keyboards or tried to sound, you know, like, you know, the heavy metal of the time. Either worked for them or it didn't. I wouldn't say that it didn't work for Blue Oyster Cult, but by trying to kind of reinvent themselves or to stay relevant, I think they might have lost a little bit of what made them so cool in the 70s. That said, I don't think Blue Oyster Cult's ever put out a bad album. I'm talking 90s and 2000s. Yeah, they're sporadic, but every time they would resurface to put out a new album, it always seemed to be really good. So, yeah, they've become one of my top, like, 3 or 4 bands from the 70s. I just kind of like them more and more every year. And moving on to new releases, well, I only have one to show, but you guessed it, or maybe you didn't. You could have guessed it. New Cannibal Corpse album, Violence Unimagined. Of course, I got the censored artwork. I didn't choose that. That's just what showed up. And I also don't care because they've kind of been doing that on a lot of their albums lately, where they'll just kind of do like a more of a bland cover, but then the inner cover art is just gnarly. And that's what they did with this. I do believe that I do think this is the censored version, though. This is the booklet, and I believe this is what's on the uncensored cover. I mean, that is as gnarly as anything they've ever done, which for a death metal band that's been around for over 30 years, that's pretty fucking cool. This seems to be, I mean, I haven't really read the lyrics yet, but this seems to be, like, this might be kind of like a gory concept album. I mean, the pictures, the artwork, and the song titles seem to go together. So there's different artwork for every song, and it's all really cool. You know, done by of course Vince Locke. Just really great stuff. I bet the vinyl version looks amazing. So this album is kind of noteworthy for. There's been a change in the band. Obviously, you know, Pat O'Brien has had his struggles. I don't know if he'll ever be able to be in the band again. I imagine not. You know, he's probably going to come out of this a felon. You know, this is a touring band. I mean, you can't have a felon in Cannibal Corpse. I hate to say it, I didn't want to see Pat leave. I don't think anyone did, but they added Eric Rutan, who's, you know, an absolute living legend. Obviously, lately, he's been doing a shitload of producing. He owns a studio. He's been doing a lot of producing work. Obviously, he was in Morbid Angel, Ripping Corpse, Hate Eternal. You know, his resume is huge. And his additions to this album, his contributions to this album are really, really cool. Lots of good solos, lots of really catchy riffs. I've only listened to the album once so far, but it was a blast. I got a couple vinyl records going back to Blue Oyster Cult. I didn't have any live albums. They have a lot of live albums, especially lately. They've been cranking them out for some reason. I think it's just the label trying to make a quick buck, but whatever. This is one of their older ones. This is from 1978. Some Enchanted Evening. Always loved this cool cover art. Always wanted to get this. I don't think it's their definitive live album. I'm assuming on this tour they must have been an opening for somebody because there's only 6 tracks, so surely they weren't headlining on this tour. Yeah, it's a nice looking record. It's just the original black vinyl, but it's got very cool custom center labels, which you didn't always get back then. It's a lot more common nowadays. And last but not least, I have at the time anyways, I would consider this a comeback album from Raven, Life's a Bitch. This is back when they were still signed to a major label. They were signed to Atlantic Recording. This came out in 87. They were kind of bouncing back from having the album, or maybe even 2 albums before this, weren't super strong. So if you ask me just by listening through their compilation, this is a bit of a comeback album with the times. back when they still had Rob Wacko Hunter as their drummer. And yeah, cool stuff. If you ever get a chance to see Raven live, take that chance, dude. For being a bunch of old guys, I mean, they were a super good live band. Sorry, get that shoved away. Alright, we're going to get onto the shirts now. Finish this up here. Starting with Dark Throne, Transylvanian Hunger. We all have this shirt. We all love it. It's, you know, arguably my favorite Dark Throne album. I got this from, I don't know, either Hell's Headbangers or Nuclear War now, 8-10 years ago, something like that. For me, it's absolutely mandatory. It's a mandatory album, and it's a mandatory shirt. This came from back in my eBay bootleg days. When I first started buying things from eBay and hadn't caught on yet that 90% of the t-shirts, 99% of the t-shirts on eBay are bootlegs. So I ended up with this decent looking Bathory bootleg. Cut the sleeves off because I didn't like how it fit. I don't usually cut the sleeves off my shirts. That's not really my thing. I'll do it once in a while. I have had this shirt for a long time, probably at least 15 years. I don't remember it always being this pink, but maybe it always has been, and I just didn't realize it. Dimmu Borgir, The Chosen Legacy. Yes, I'm a fan of Dimmu Borgir. I think we can get over that. This one I just got, I think, earlier this year or later last year. Oops, got this from Holy Mountain Printing. It's a really cool Mortis shirt from his first album. This was actually sold on a recent tour that he did. The dude over at Holy Mountain Printing bought all the unsold shirts and just sold them on their website. So didn't get to see Mortis live, but I got the shirt and that's cool. I think it was my last video, or last t-shirt video, I showed my other Apsu shirt. Sorry I didn't show them together, but it doesn't really matter. I got this probably 12, 13 years ago. I think I got it from Relapse Records. Just a cool Apsu logo with the Baphomet on the back. They've used this design for a lot of years. I'd consider it like a classic Apsu design and shirt at this point. Another eBay bootleg, probably bought it around the same time as that Bathory shirt. Despero Omega, Inquisitors of Satan. Decent looking bootleg. This of course comes from their second full-length album. From back when they were just like cold, simplistic, kind of Dark Throne-esque black metal. I actually prefer their first 3 albums to everything they've ever done. And that's possibly my favorite. So I had wanted a shirt from Nazul for a long time. I got this maybe 8 years ago or so from Hell's Headbangers. It's got the Nazul logo. And I believe this came out around the time of the Iconoclast album, obviously, which is arguably their best work in my opinion. This shirt here, I had this a good long time. I'd say close to 15 years ago. Blue Das Nord with their, I mean, they got a great logo. It just looks great on a shirt. I just want to stare at it. On the back, I don't particularly remember what this is from, if it's from anything. It just says Occult Advanced Audio Research. It's cool. One of my favorites. Another eBay bootleg. This came out around the time of the first album, Titan Blood. I think this is the cover to the first album. As you can see though, for a bootleg, pretty fucking good job. Pretty sure it's a bootleg anyways, just because I got it off eBay. It's the back, 2 dudes in the band. Titan Blood, definitely one of my favorite bands of the last 10, 15 years or whatever. It's really good death black metal out of Spain. And I got one more. Samaria, US black metal. This is from, I believe, their second album? First or second album. I think they only have 2 albums. I think the album's called Legends. Cool shirt. Sumeria were, I guess you could say, kind of an earlier U.S. black metal band, not super early. You know, kind of when black metal started to boom in the U.S. It took us a little longer to catch on. You know, like mid to late '90s. They're kind of one of those bands. You know, maybe nothing groundbreaking, but they just wanted to play black metal, just the way that it was at the time, just pure, cold, you know, blasting fast black metal. A lot of those U.S. bands were doing it. A lot of them have been criticized for being generic, but I thought a lot of them did a pretty good job, and Sumeria being one of them. So anyways, that's all I got for now. I got a couple things coming up. I might be a little bit slower to put videos out in the next couple weeks, but I got some things, you know, that I'm working on. So, and as I just kind of started doing my last video, trying to read a comic every day, or at least every day I do a video. So I'm currently reading through this 6-pack Dog Welder series from DC. Really weird series. It's part of the DC universe, but it's this kind of misfit group of superheroes, but they cross paths, it looks like. I'm only on the second issue, but they cross paths with other guys like John Constantine right there in the front, crying and smoking a bunch of cigarettes. Seemed like a Constantine thing to do. Weird comic, a little bit edgy for DC, I'd say. Weird, maybe kind of pointless, but still kind of cool. I'm not a huge DC guy, but anyways, that's all I got for now. Louis says hello. He's in my bedroom. Thanks for stopping by. We'll talk soon. Cheers.